Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do a really easy, quick, fast, that was like two of the same words, crown braid or milkmaid braid, however you want to call it, especially for like shorter hair. For longer hair, you can literally just braid it from here, regular braid, and then pin it across. But if you have a little bit shorter hair, that is not going to work, and I personally think that this looks better. To start off, my hair, I just washed it last night, so this is air dried, but it is too like soft and I can run my fingers through it too well. If you are doing a style of any sort, I recommend not having the cleanest hair. It'll probably fall out or make your curls fall out. It won't hold if you're doing a braid or even an updo as well. So, did I bring my brush in here? Yeah. So first, obviously brush your hair out. Oh, and if you hear noise, my sister's kids are here, so you might hear that. So I did that, and then now I'm going to do a very deep part. So one of the tricks to getting big hair or big braids is to have a lot of hair to work with. So if you don't have a lot of hair, you can do this style split down the middle, but I like it to look super big, and then unfortunately over here it's not going to look as big, which you will see. But I mean, if you're taking pictures or, you know, work your angle, make it look better on that side. So I'm going to do a deep part. If you have finer hair, you definitely want to do this, but also if you are somebody who really likes the look of updos, braids, and if you don't really like your thin hair, you can always get hair extensions like clip-in. I know that Barefoot Blonde has what's called fill-ins. They're not like length, but it just helps you get like that thick and fullness. So I'm going to use texturizing spray so my braid holds better. And I'm going to focus it more right here because that's going to be where I'm basically braiding. And then over here as well. So that's just going to help get some grit. And then just kind of work that in. Okay, so let's just get started on the braid. So the other secret, I guess, it's not really a secret, but tip is to do a Dutch braid. So that's where it's sitting on top of your head, and it's gonna pop out more, and it's gonna be a lot easier to pull apart and make it bigger. So let's just like jump into it. What you could also do if you wanted to is, if you're not quite as like experienced in braiding, is to split your hair like this and then tie out this section. So I will do that with you guys. Balling everywhere. Okay, so now take a section about yay big, I would say. I mean, it's gonna depend on your hair thickness. I just have like a bunch of hair. Split it into 3 sections, and I always start with putting the front section in the back. So how you do a Dutch braid is you go under the middle section and under. So you do one full like pass through, and then I'm gonna grab the now middle section, drop this, and everybody finds their own groove on how to Dutch braid. Grab hair in, so now it's all that extra hair's in the middle. I like twisting the front to the back, adding in hair, grabbing it, switching my fingers. And I just kind of like play with my fingers. I just kind of figure out how I best grab it. So as you can see, I don't care what the braid looks like. Yeah, I want it to be like nice, but I'm not worried about it being big right now because we will fix that. So then when I'm braiding, I'm grabbing it back from this part and pulling it forward like this. and then I'm grabbing, trying to find that part and pulling it. This is, like I said, easier on like dirty, not freshly washed hair. And it's a good style for when you just want your hair out of your face. So then in this section, then the front, and then you just have this little bit, and you want to make sure that you are pulling it as tight to your head and the base of the hair as possible. See, I'm kind of like pulling it, and then you're just going to braid it down like this. So now before you tie it off, you're going to want to pull the braid apart, and this is what's called pancaking, and this is what's going to make the braid look better. And if you pull too much out, it's not a big deal. You could always like pin it out or pin it back in with bobby pins. So pull it apart. And how I'm grabbing it is I like to grab the edge of the braid and pull it out. Sometimes I grab it by the base of where it meets the other braid, part of the braid. I always accidentally pull this one out too much, so I always have to pin that. You just go through and you pull it apart. Sometimes if you pull like that one out too much, as you go through, it'll fix it. So there you go. There's that, and then you're gonna grab like a little hair elastic. And just tie it off. Okay. And then you can always like fluff it out, all this kind of stuff. If you have layers in your hair, they will fall out and you will have to pin them up. So now we're gonna move to the other side. I already put texturizing spray in this side, so now this one's gonna look a lot thinner, but personally I don't mind. So I guess maybe if you do have thinner hair, you want to do it in the middle. So this is like a little bit of a bigger section, and I'm splitting, so grab hair and then incorporate it. And pull it tight to your head. And as you're braiding it, do it at the angle of where you want it to go. So obviously around our head. So see, this one is a lot thinner. But I personally don't mind. It is personal preference as well. So now you're just going to pull apart the braid. I literally cannot see what I'm doing right now, so hopefully it's looking okay. Is it looking okay? Let me know. Okay. There you go. See, you can make any small braid look a lot bigger by pulling it apart. And now I'm gonna tie this piece. And I braid all the way as like far down as I possibly can to only have tiny little tails. Okay, so if you have longer hair, you're gonna have to kind of work around this, but since I have shorter hair, the odds are in my favor. Okay, so I'm gonna turn around and show you guys how I now pin this. So I'm gonna take this side first, since it is like the little more dinky side. And with these tails, I'm gonna kind of shove it under this braid. So I'm gonna go like this, take the tails, and then just pin it like that. I'm only gonna do one because that's all I really need. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to cross it over with the tails and put it behind this braid. Okay, I'm going to hold it while I pin it. And you probably will need more bobby pins, but you just have to feel it out. So this one's a little bit tighter down than this one. So what I'm gonna do, also this is where I pulled it out too much. I'm gonna tuck this and pin it in there. Like I said, you might need to play around and just kind of feel where you need to place them. But overall, that's the braid. And you know, go in if you need to, slip in the bobby pins so that they can't be seen. And there you go. Hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions and I'd be happy to do more of these hair tutorials. They're fun and I want everybody to be able to do braids, and yeah, just because I have a little bit thicker hair, anybody can do this if you just pull it apart. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day and I'll talk to you later. Bye.